Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night, November 12th, 2024? My wife is on the phone from the other side of the globe, and I love her. You want to stay with me? Hmm? Continue, she says. Proceed. So, I was just finishing up some work, right? And I was going to actually listen to Bill Burr's podcast. Then he started talking about how he was on SNL the election week. So I went on fucking YouTube and saw all the Bill Burr's SNL episodes. Funny, you know, funny episodes. Bill Burr, obviously, he's a comedian. I don't watch SNL, to be honest with you. They all talk about, they all base Trump and they all like so left leaning, just fucking New York, that bullshit. And it has, I think, from the beginning, like when it came out in the 1970s, right? Remember who was that? One of the first hosts, and like the skits. Oh, George Carlin. Remember George Carlin when he looked like a real hippie with his beard, right? And he would do his one of his fucking like monologues, right, about time. What is time? Right? I don't want to sound like fucking George Carlin, and he's gonna come out of his fucking grave and haunt me in my dreams. But SNL. Some I think some of the jokes they like they do, like skits, but I don't know. Not my thing. I watched it briefly in 2014, 15. I was watching it on YouTube, right? But yeah, it's not my thing. But I just watched it because Bill Burr mentioned that. I'm like, oh, holy shit! So Bill Burr is hosting fucking SNL election day, right? Election night. So they had to bring him in to appease all the fucking liberals who are probably still crying because Trump has got elected, right? Didn't I say that on my podcast on election night? You still gotta put the fucking food on the table. You still gotta go to work, regardless of who gets elected, right? And that is actually true. I mean, unless it's really affecting you directly, which I don't understand how. Um, you shouldn't be taking too much fucking election so serious, um yeah, we should, I mean, we should have some say in the fucking world, and the problem is that if you don't, people die, that's the fucking problem. All right. And then on top of that, we have to send all this fucking money to all these countries when we are not even helping people here. That's one of the fucking debates that every like half political or political talk show talks about. And it's true. Charity starts at home first. And our charity is, oh, you know what? We are under fucking 32, 33 trillion dollar debt, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. All right, while we are funding all this fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck we are funding, right? And I'm hoping that they forgive some of that loan that we took, many of us, small businesses, right, in COVID. I'm hoping for that. In Trump's era, you know, and that will help us, that would help us. We pay taxes, we have employees, no matter how small company you're running, man, you know, contributing to the economy of this fucking country, right? Um, so why don't they help us first? Then helping all these other fucking whoever the fuck they're helping, right? Outside the United States, you know. Um, I don't want to talk about politics, okay? It's just that the election is over. I'm so fucking glad, you know. And I'm so glad that now we can basically just fucking move on with our lives and without getting worried about what's going to happen, you know. Besides the election, what else is fucking going on? I mean, my life is as it is. Sometimes I feel like 23 years I've been a cog in the fucking wheel, and sometimes I fall into that abyss. What am I doing all this for? Am I happy? You know, am I satisfied to an extent in my life? And that's the existential question, actually. And yeah, I mean, I have a relationship, with my wife, obviously, and she gives me support and whatever, and that helps me, obviously, um, and hopefully she'll be here soon, hopefully she'll be here soon, and that will give me some fucking peace of mind, that she's home finally. And I'm also hoping, I mean, I'm not the only person in this boat. There are other people, who are dealing with the same fucking issue with immigration. I'm hoping that Trump actually, in this term, he looks at this whole issue with immigration from a really logical standpoint, and for many of us, many of the people who actually are here legally and who want to bring their loved ones legally, right? The immigration system is reformed, for fuck's sake, so the processes are faster, right? Instead of the whole fucking State Department bureaucracy. But in any case, I think we all are cogs in the wheel to an extent. Who said that, if you are at your deathbed, what would you fucking regret about life? I think what you would regret about life is things you didn't do, I'm not talking about robbing banks or shooting people. All right, things that you wanted to do but you couldn't do. I'm not saying that you can be everybody can be Elon Musk. All right, no, but the wishes, wishful thinking, and all that, right? And am I going to be like that? Well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like that, right? Oh, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do this. I wanted to get my private pilot license. I wanted to do this. I wanted to fucking maybe, you know, sort of at this age, you know, explore and discover some other means of like career, which is actually hard, which is hard. Changing careers at this late in game in your life is just not. I wouldn't even want to think about it. Just that focus that I think I have to have is just live life with some sort of satisfaction, and happiness, you know, degree of peacefulness, and my personality and my whatever, who said that, we're trying to be something, but the problem is that our personalities from the beginning, the way we were grown up, and however, our bodies, and all those fucking biochemicals in our brains and all those things, they affect you how you actually live life at every stage. So you know what, I have actually decided, because I think fucking coffee was making me too much angry. I mean, if you ask somebody like Bill Burr, I think he started drinking coffee that. I mean, he's like, Bill Burr is like my godfather, sort of, right? Except that I'm not a comedian, he is, and maybe many of you feel that way. That the things that he says, I relate to them. He is fucking Irish, German Irish, right? And German Irish, those are fucking drinkers, and um, and I'm not saying that he had a drinking problem, but what I'm saying is that I think when I want to have a kid, which is me and my wife, we both want to have a kid. Hopefully, it works out. Fingers crossed. Um, I think I'm just gonna stop drinking. You know, and I'm just basically, I'm right now. I'm just drinking fucking decaf. I've just switched from regular Arabic coffee from fucking Dunkin' Donuts, right, to decaf. You know, because my personality is already like too much fucking hyper, and even like one cup of coffee, I think it's like fucking Adderall. You know, if you're taking fucking Adderall, right, it makes you fucking hyper and angry and this and that, right? But a lot of things can make you worked up. You um, for us, like, you know somebody like personality that I have, or for example Bill Burr has, or many of you probably will relate to that. We are just unsatisfied people in the whole fucking world. We are the fucking, what do you call, the on the XY chart, we are basically outliers. If you have a fucking curve or fucking, whatever, 45-degree line, you won't find me on that fucking 45-degree conforming to other people. So that's the dissatisfaction in life. Dissatisfaction in life. And I am just trying to learn how to live with what I have. And then especially this year, it's just been depressing because I think because of fucking sciatica, I just feel like when you have constant fucking pain in your body, whatever it is, it's nerve pain, but it's pain. And it's not good. And I've been pushing this away and haven't dealt with this. And that's not good. Eventually, if I don't deal with this pain can actually become even worse. So I gotta deal with that hopefully by January. And with fucking cold weather, it gets worse because all the fucking muscles and the bones are shrinking, right, as opposed to expanding. So if yeah, this is just affecting my mind, I feel like, you know and because you're constantly, like, even if you don't want to think about it, it's there. So what the fuck, man? you know so I gotta take that fucking injection and just, like, deal with it, however, and I just defy the fucking reality, which is not good. Man, just take it easy, just stay home, and what, just be depressed and fucking not do anything, just work and be a cog in the fucking wheel, right? Yeah, but you gotta live your life. You gotta live your life until it becomes really, like, painful. I mean, even now, I'm sitting and just I'm feeling the fucking pain. And I had that fucking, what do you call, the board for one of the tables, that Farmica board, whatever the fuck it's called. Because this fucking couch is so soft, and I was sleeping before sciatica started. I was sleeping on this couch. I think that's one of the fucking reasons. Plus, bed golf swings. This is so soft, and when I sit on it, like, my pain becomes worse. All right, so I think I'm gonna get a new couch. Hopefully, my wife is here soon, and then yeah, I need to get a more firm, fucking couch, man. This is, like, too soft. This is for, like, kids. And um, the fact that I haven't been able to get to the fucking golf course, not even fucking once, makes me depressed. I mean, the golf season is over here, in Northeast, anyways. Now we are into fucking Thanksgiving, and this year is gone. This year is gone. But I'm hoping that next year I'm gonna host, like, a Thanksgiving. My wife will be here. She will cook, whatever, right? We'll cook for the locals, right? Whatever. Um, And next few weeks, I'm just going to take it easy. I had to figure out for December whether I'm going to go meet my wife in Islamabad. We had to figure that out. And, other logistics. And today was fucking cold. For the first time, I felt like, oh, you know what? Fall is gone. Fall is gone. Now it's fucking winter. All right. It was cold, and I was in my fucking sports jacket and jeans at work, and I'm doing that therapy. I do now. I had to do something. I had to do something, man. Stretching and decompression, and the hot beds and all that. Right? I bought the fucking the hot beds, the electric hot beds from Amazon that I'm going to be using in winter, to unshrink the muscles and the bones. I'm sorry, I apologize for turning my fucking podcast into like my whining and bitching and moaning about sciatica. But thinking back, 8, 9 months ago, I never thought of something like this that would happen to me. It just happened all of a sudden, and it's there. It's not going away. And that's the fucking hard part. Acceptance and dealing with it. Yeah, I mean, I said that right in my last podcast that I walked so much when I was young for work, and then here being in New York out, every fucking weekend. Not every fucking weekend, but you get my point, right? And then I started playing golf 2 years ago, you know, and so all these things, man. When your fucking health is not 100%, it's not good, it's not fucking good. I'm sorry, am I sounding too depressing? I'm depressed. Um, let's change the subject. Let's switch the fucking gears for a second, all right? So I watched that game yesterday. A friend of mine actually, he came. Dolphins and Rams, right? NFL, because I'm getting into fucking NFL Sundays and Monday night, you know. And a couple of other friends are out there too, And but I don't. I still don't have a team. I was going to pick a team actually this weekend, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I mean, I've been in New York for 23 years, right? But I don't like New York teams because they're fucking horrible. I mean, Yankees, yes, Yankees is my team. You can see, right? But um, as far as American football, I don't know yet. I gotta pick a team with which I feel some sort of an affiliation, right? Eagles. I have no fucking affiliation with Philadelphia Eagles. I have nothing to do with Philadelphia, right? And so what's the other New York team? Bills, right? So maybe Bills, Buffalo Bills, because I went to school upstate New York, right? And I think Bills are not playing actually worse than Giants and Jets, you know. But in any case, it's not a life and death issue, sir. Why are you so serious? It's just fun, to have your own team. Pick a team. What else? What else going on? How is the TVs and not the fucking TVs? What the fuck am I saying? How is the? I think I'm losing my fucking mind. How is the people who are watching shows and fucking movies? How's that going, huh? I have no fucking idea. I've been watching Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. That's a funny show, actually. Funny, sort of like action comedy. Right? Season 2 I've been watching. I've been also watching The Lioness with Zoe Saldana. It's a military action fucking CIA movie. Not movies, are show. It's a fucking show. What's the other one I've been watching? The Old Man. The Old Man with Jeff Bridges. That's gone. Season is over, sir. All right. I'm hearing that Silo. Remember that fucking show Silo, where everybody's in fucking underground? I'm hearing that show is back. Oh, and then fucking oh the show with what's his name, Kevin Costner. What the fuck is that show, dude? Yellowstone is back, I heard. So I'm gonna watch that as well, I think tonight, before I pass the fuck out, right? But I wanna watch like a new fucking movie, dude. You know what I mean? And I can't wait for my wife to be here, right? Say, so we can just sit on the couch and just fucking watch movies. Yeah. Um, are there any new movies? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think any movies are actually. Maybe now is closer to fucking like holidays, right? Usually, there will be fucking what Marvel blockbuster or one of those fucking by James Cameron or what's his name, Steven Spielberg. Are those guys alive? I think they are, right? Yeah, I think they're still making movies. Um, is Avatar 3.0 coming? I have no fucking idea. You okay? Say.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, good to know. You want to say something on the podcast? I know.
No, nothing. Thank you. I'm gonna go to sleep again.
You're gonna go to sleep? Yeah, I need sleep too. Jesus Christ. I need sleep too. I think I feel like
You
I
should.
feel like I'm gonna pass out during the podcast. So that SNL, some of those SNL skits with Bill Burr, they were funny. Um, you know, this is one real dissatisfaction I have in my fucking life. That I should have pursued some sort of a comedy. I think that's just to, tell jokes to people on the fucking stage. I think I can. But it's just that I just wasted fucking time in New York. Just going out and like, and nobody told me. and I guess I didn't have like good, what do you call, mentors, because the problem is that people, like from where I come from, they just think that you are now like 28, you are going to America now, you know everything, right? You are living there, you know and that's actually a far-fetched fucking idea people have about these young kids who go on to pursue their whatever careers, and now everybody thinks that they know everything, right? How can you know anything in a new country, right? If you're just here for a year or 2 years or 3 years, right? But I don't know. I mean, I do this fucking podcast with 6 viewers, including my wife, and for me to actually, go in to these comedy shops in Manhattan and like do the open mics for 5 minutes. Yeah, I did that. I did it a couple of times, but then I realized I'm so fucking old, and everybody there is either like a young woman or a young fucking guy who wants to be a career comedian, right? Like, what the fuck am I doing here? They look at me. I think, what is this? What the fuck is this guy doing here? Is he like? Did he just come out of the fucking jail? Of 20 years of prison time, and he doesn't have anything else to do, right? And I don't know. I just feel old to pursue any, something like that. Although I've seen older guys actually who do that. Um, they still do that. I think they're still trying to be maybe like famous or successful. I have no fucking idea, dude. And comedy or acting, or I've even taken acting classes. And oh yeah, people would say, "Oh man, you can still do that." Age is just a fucking number. Well, it's not a number. It also is about your own sense of maturity and where you are, and it's like you're gonna start a new fucking career, you know. Because if you want to be a comedian, you have to pursue it properly. You have to go there like every fucking week, at least to one fucking club, right? Just listen to these fucking comedians, even Joe Rogan, all these guys, right? When they started, when they were in their late 20s, I think they were going from one club to the other club to the other club, right? And because nobody gives you like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of stage time, you know, right away. You just get 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and then if you don't do good, oh man, you're right. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe just the hobbies. I think the hobbies section of my life is a lot of dissatisfaction. You know. Yeah, golf was one of the hobbies. Now I can't play fucking golf. Um, I don't know. I don't fucking know. And there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of fucking competition in you know even in like hospitality industry. Because at some point in time, I'm like, I want to be a chef. That's how I started my fucking YouTube channel, right? And I even like did an internship at a Mediterranean restaurant in Brooklyn, right? I was just a helper to the chef, right? And then 3 months after, that fucking place closed down. I don't know what the fuck happened. Probably it was all illegal, anyways. In any case, so but the food was really good, the Mediterranean, sort of like Turkish. And I remember, yeah, I'm talking about like 2010, 2011, dude. You know, and I remember, they were teaching me how to basically, how to cut how to make calamari, from fucking octopus. Calamari is basically octopus, remember? So you had to cut the calamari in a certain like size, right? And then you had to basically, sprinkle flour, and then in the mix of all that, you had to basically put some sort of milk, and then you fry them. So there you go. I taught you guys how to make calamari, fried calamari. My wife is
Thank
laughing.
you. Okay.
My wife is laughing. I'm not joking.
Okay. Good night.
That's
Good
that's
night,
what
sir.
that's what the chef was teaching me how to do that. And if you want to be a chef, you need to go to culinary school. I remember one of the young civil engineers. Again, I'm talking about 2010, 2011. Italian. He was fucking Italian, right? And Italians are like always into fucking food, right? And he told me that he just wanted to, he was going to.
Sure. Okay.
Huh?
Continue. Bye bye. Good night.
You gonna go back to sleep?
Get some sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night. I love you.
I love you too.
Sweet dreams. So in any case, so he was like, hey man, listen, I want to, I'm gonna just pursue like fucking, uh, becoming a chef, and I'm going to go to culinary school. And I think he went to one of the culinary schools here in New York, which is very famous. And then I think in the middle of all that, he left that as well. I think he was not satisfied. You know, if you're an engineer and you're going to pursue fucking culinary school, I don't know, man. I don't think culinary school and engineering actually mix. But some people, I guess, can do it. But there's a lot of competition. If you want to be a musician, a chef, an actor, or a comedian, it's a lot of competition. You have to be really, really good at what the fuck you're doing, all right? Maybe not in becoming a chef, but you still have to have some sort of a fucking resume, right? You have to have some sort of, at least 3, 4 years of cooking, right? In a restaurant of that size. Right? So in any case, that's how I started my YouTube channel, and now I will just do my podcast. I mean, I will try to do a cooking video. Cooking, obviously, when I cook, I enjoy cooking, like, thoroughly. To be honest with you, just like many of us, I think, who enjoy, making meals. But when you're alone, living alone, right? I hardly cook right now. My wife gives me some shit sometimes. Why don't you cook a meal? I'm like, I just, yeah, when she's here and then it's two of us, right? We can just enjoy a meal, We cook and, whatever, even make sandwiches, right? And so, yeah, I mean, for me to like pursue fucking comedy at this point in time, I mean, you can, I guess, make comedy out of your life on many levels, even like day-to-day events, right? But my comedy is more like ranting. I just fucking rant. I'm like, what the fuck, blah, blah, you know. Yeah, my comedy style is gonna be ranting. I'll be ranting about like fucking hippies and how these avocado toast eating, crying people because Trump got elected, you know, and yeah, I don't think I'll be successful, you know. Well, why don't you give it a shot, sir? I mean, you could be, right? In any case, so people, like me, we look up to people like Elon Musk and all these like engineer, who are into technology, and especially like something like space travel and fucking building rockets and all that, right? That's something that I would have pursued. You know, I got rejected from the fucking aeronautical engineering in Pakistan. You know why? Because the aeronautical engineering in Pakistan is only offered through the fucking Air Force. And I wasn't fit for fucking military, apparently. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? So if I had gone into that, right? If I was selected into that, then that would have been a whole different, like, what do you call career, right? And that's another fucking regret I have. I wish that I was an aeronautical engineer and I was going to basically make my own fucking machines, to fly, right? Go to go from point A to point B in like 15 minutes when this fucking traffic takes like hour and a half, right? Personal cars, flying cars. I'm talking about, and is that something that's going to really like happen? I don't know. Elon Musk is, or these other, all these other fucking gazillionaires. Why don't they actually do something? I think they're afraid of like the vertical, third dimension. I get that, but hey, we gotta start somewhere. I think I should go to fucking Arkansas, right? I think Arkansas government, because they have a lot of fucking land. I think they were actually incentivizing this whole thing with the flying cars, right? Maybe it's gonna start from Arkansas, just like fucking the cars came onto the road, as opposed to fucking those shit speeding fucking horse carriages, right? Didn't we get rid of that? Oh my fucking god! Just imagine if you had horse carriages still in a place like fucking New York, smell like fucking horse shit. Oh my fucking god, dude. Uh, in any case, so I think there's got to be some beginning. Somebody has to take the initiative, right? And the FAA obviously will be involved, and then we'll be starting flying cars, and make the dream come true. Um, Starting from a place like Arkansas, right, where there's a lot of land, you can park. You can park. There's a lot of open parking lots, right? I'm assuming. And but you got to make them, I think, compact. And the battery technology is not going to work. I think you got to actually make them using like the fucking turbo engines, you know, and without, and without being a hippie, where, oh, you're gonna save the fucking earth, and not use the, fossil fuel engines. No, no, you got to use the fossil fuel engine if you're gonna come up with a personal flying machine. All right. Otherwise, no, no. The battery itself is a nuisance to the fucking environment. What the fuck are you talking about? All right. You know how much car, electric cars. You think that you, by driving an electric car, you think that you're better than us, with gas guzzlers? No, you're not. You know how much of a fucking pain in the ass, plus the nuisance to the environment from the car batteries. We have no fucking idea. Plus, you think you are actually saving the earth. How and where are you charging the battery of your car from? Where does that electricity come from? Have you actually thought about that? You see that? So it's a lot of fucking, like, what do you call, hypocrisy there. Fucking hypocrisy. I mean, yeah, I would love to, have an electric car, but or a hybrid, but first of all, they're too fucking expensive. I've said this many times, to buy, and where am I going to charge them from, right? And then the battery is a fucking nuisance. If battery dies, then what? I don't fucking idea, dude. In any case, so I don't want to go on and on about, electric cars versus fucking, gas guzzling fucking, one of the Jeeps that I have, right? Yeah, my Jeep basically guzzles gas. Oh my fucking god. When me and my friend went up to fucking Catskill Mountains, by the time I got up there, it was more than half was gone. I filled it up, and then we went up there, and it was gone, dude. You know, and that's only a 2.5 hour drive, all right? But obviously, Jeep has a roaring engine. It's Jeep Wrangler is an off-road vehicle, except, except that they made it sort of a little, like, you know privy to the fucking, urban sort of, like, suburban sort of, like, roads, right? I mean, I love my Jeep. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. Yeah, I would like to have a hybrid Jeep. I don't think they come. Maybe they do, but then I can't afford. You see, the bottom line is the money. What the fuck I was talking about? All right, so flying cars. All right, so I think somebody has to actually make that happen, like some Tesla, who brought the fucking AC, right? Alternating current. Edison, invented the fucking light bulb and all those other things, right? Although him and Tesla were on head to head, right? Like Con Edison was not Con Edison. Con Edison is the fertility company, but Edison obviously was, for the DC, which is direct current. But at the end, Tesla won. But at the other end of Tesla's life, he basically died in a fucking hotel in New York. That's kind of depressing, right? He basically brought the alternating current to the whole fucking world. He must be in fucking heaven, like seventh fucking dimension of heaven. I don't fucking idea, because he did a lot of things for humanity. I mean, this whole fucking alternate current thing. Right? So somebody has to come up with some sort of a machine which satisfies all the safety regulations, everything, right? And then it can get you from point A to point B, right? Making sure that you don't hit a fucking, pole or whatever the fuck it is without you, crashing into a fucking cornfield in Iowa, right? Speaking of which, I think one of my friends, he's in Iowa. I don't know what the fuck he's doing out there, but um, I think that's something that should really happen. To be honest with you, it should have happened by now. You know, at least at least people like Elon Musk or somebody should push the FAA to say, listen, man, listen, Mr. FAA, I need to get to my construction site in 15 minutes. Why the fuck do I have to waste like hour and a half in the fucking traffic? All right? Can we come up with the fucking rules and regulations for like, what do you call local traffic, local air traffic? It's going to happen. Trust me. It's going to happen. So if I were like an aeronautical engineer, right? Or even a pilot, I think I would just push that pocket, Um, I mean, if you see movies like what is that fucking movie I watched, dude? Um, I mean, Blade Runner has those, right? The fucking in LA, cops they have those fucking cars which fly, right? Flying machines, flying cars, right? And why can't you come up with something like that, but small level, and then you can actually even make them happen here in urban environments. See, that's the disconnection that happened between fucking internet coming to the picture of human civilization in the 90s, right? And then we all just became slave to the fucking social media, the internet, and the fucking YouTube and the fucking whatever tube, right? And then in the meanwhile we lost touch of, oh wait a minute, we got to also work on like some physical realities of our lives, right? Yeah, we came up with fucking electric cars and all that, right? Which are again a nuisance, sort of. The batteries are, right? When they are being mined, the cobalt is being mined by these kids in Congo. That's a fucking nuisance, right? And you're going to tell me that you're driving an electric car and you're basically saving the earth? No, you're not. All right. You're just saving money on fucking gas, which I don't know how, because now I think the electric charging is also now it's going to be even more expensive than fucking gas. All right. Um, so somebody should have in the early 2000s, somebody should have taken the initiative, right? Push this agenda that, listen, we need fucking flying cars, for personal use. So just like we have fucking roads, right? And we have all the traffic rules, right? We should have the same thing up in the fucking air. All right? So there you go. Human beings. I mean, that's the next thing. That's the next thing that should happen actually in my lifetime. I hope it does. I mean, us like even making a base on the fucking moon in my lifetime, I see that as a far-fetched idea. Given bureaucracy of NASA and maybe Elon Musk can do that, but he doesn't have that many resources to actually set up a base on the moon. All right, because there's a lot of money, a lot of work. Maybe I mean he's always into efficiency, right? Which is good. Why fucking waste money and time? The governments do. Uh, but I think that initiative, I have to. I'm thinking. I'm getting a little more serious that we should actually come up with those fucking flying cars, you know. And just imagine you're saying hello to oh, you see your friend over there, he's flying, oh, that's what's his name is there, John is there, is a fucking what's his name is there, Gary is there, he's flying one of those. What am I flying? I have no fucking idea. So I think that has to happen. That should happen. Hopefully it does. I mean, I understand Elon Musk is afraid that, he's just too noisy. Why too noisy? Why can't, I mean, are cars too noisy? See that? I think he's thinking about like fucking, what do you call the helicopters, choppers, right? Yeah, they have, no, you can't park fucking choppers on the sidewalk or on the parking, right? But it's gotta be some fucking rules we can come up with that technology, right? Where people can actually fly into their offices, not into their offices, sir. You know, maybe on the roof they can just have the fucking, parking lot for the flying cars, right? Uh, that would be the new fucking era for human beings, right? I think some of these other countries are doing that. I'm not sure. I have to look into that. Maybe I'll adopt that as a hobby. Although I have no fucking, again, I have no fucking experience in even flying anything. I wanted to get my private pilot license, and my wife thinks I'm too fucking old for that, or I'm gonna crash a plane into fucking, what do you call Hudson River? I have no fucking idea, or um, but that actually, I think that actually um, is a neat idea for every fucking human being. Let's say 20 years from now. 20 years from now. Now, if you project what happened with when cars came on to the roads, right, in the 1900s and 1920s, and I think 1930s and 1940s, basically it was all cars, right? Within 20 years, it was all filled. Roads were made and all the fucking, 40, 100, whatever the fuck, 4T model, whatever the fuck those models were, right? And they basically, they made them to perfection. And then the Japanese cars came, right, to the road. And I think within like 40 years from now, if you start an initiative, somebody comes up with a fucking, you know, a proper flying car, and then it becomes a normality within like 40 years. I guess, okay, so all right, everyone. So with that note, with that positive note, see that? I think I'm going to close my podcast. I assume you all are having a great week. Again, I'm telling you, regardless of who gets elected, life goes on, and you got to put food on the table, and you got to go to work and everything, right? I'll see you all next week. Jesus.